Hey everyone, my name is Sylvia and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm a virtual assistant and VA coach from Portugal, and in today's video I'll be talking to you all about hashtags. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm a sucker for hashtags. Back in February, I did a whole hashtag challenge. Every week I did a video about hashtag. Yeah, I just love talking about it. I love hashtag strategy and creating different groups and everything surrounding hashtags really. And I could talk about it all day. But today's video is sort of an update because lately I've been using a different hashtag strategy from the one that I talked to you back then in February. So this is kind of an update to those videos. So I hope you stick around and watch it. So if you haven't watched those February videos and you don't feel like going back and watching all of those, I think they're pretty long if I remember correctly. I wasn't as fluent on video, let's say, back then. So I'll just do a quick recap for you because this is actually a good strategy still, and a strategy that I still teach my clients and that I still implement sometimes in my business. So the old strategy, let's say, that I used for hashtags was to separate the hashtags into 3 groups. If you know, Instagram lets you post 30 hashtags, and I've always been one to promote the use of all 30 hashtags because that gives you more opportunities to be seen for those hashtags that you're using. And so because I know people sometimes get intimidated by having to create 30 hashtags for a post, I divided those into those 3 categories that I was talking about, so it's less daunting. It's less daunting, I mean, at least for me and for the people that I taught back then, to come up with 10 hashtags on a separate category, and then 10 hashtags on another category, and then 10 hashtags, and so on and so forth. Then coming up with 30 hashtags about like everything under the sun. So what are those 3 categories, you ask? I should probably cover that first. Those categories are hashtags about you, hashtags about your client, and hashtags about your content. So really quickly, hashtags about you are the hashtags that describe you and your business. So for me, they would be virtual assistant, they could also be social media manager, they could be VA coach, or I don't know. I should know them off the top of my head, but those are the 3 that I can think of right now. And hashtags about your client would be, for me, would be virtual assistants as well, because I work with virtual assistants. It would be coaches if that post is about my VA business. So I'm a VA that helps coaches and a coach that helps VA. So yeah, those are interchangeable for me, but that wouldn't be the case for you. So yeah, hashtags about you describe you, hashtags about your client describe your client. And the last group, the hashtags about your content, those are the ones that I would keep 3 to 5 hashtag groups for every month and use them on rotation. So the first 2 groups, the hashtags about you and your client, I would use them on rotation, and then for each post I would only change those last 10 or last 5 hashtags depending on how many hashtags that I had in the previous 2 groups, because sometimes I would have 12 or 13 in one group and less in the other. Like, this isn't a strict rule to follow. You don't have to follow these strict numbers, but it's just to give you an idea. So yeah, those last hashtags that are about your content, I would change them with every single piece of content. So like I said, I would have 3 to 5 hashtag groups per month, and I would use them on rotation with the 3 posts a week that I had that month. And for each post, I would come up with those last few hashtags. And those could be hashtag infographic if it's an infographic post, or hashtag podcast guest if I'm talking about a podcast episode that had a guest on it, or that I or a client was a guest on. Hashtag YouTube video, hashtag, I don't know, hashtag IG carousel, I don't know. Like, come up with those hashtags based on the content that you're posting on that specific day. And this is also because Instagram, of course, doesn't want you to use the same hashtags every single post. So that's why I would have those 3 to 5 groups that I would use on rotation, subscription, and at the end of the month I would come up with other 3 to 5 groups to use for that following month, and I would always change those last hashtags. I sound like a broken record, but every single post, so I don't get flagged by Instagram for using the same hashtags all the time. But this new strategy that I've been using both for myself and for my clients is to use a hashtag bank. Now, what is a hashtag bank, you ask? I use a spreadsheet, so a Google spreadsheet that I keep bookmark on my Google Chrome, and I have one for me, one for my clients, one for each of my clients, you know. So on this spreadsheet I have different columns that separate the hashtags by size, and the size of the hashtags is the amount of posts that hashtag has already. So if you click on a hashtag or if you research a hashtag on Instagram, you'll see it has 1 million posts or 100,000 posts or 1,000 posts. So I would put them in the assigned category. So when I'm picking the hashtags, I know the size that they are. And I wouldn't have like a category, a column for each size. I wouldn't have for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I think I have, and I'll have the hashtag bang template linked in the description if you guys want to use it for yourselves. But I think I have a column for under 1,000 posts, a column from 1,000 to 10,000, I believe, 10 to 50,000, 50 to 100,000, and then I think I have 100,000 to 300,000, 300,000 to 1 million, I don't know, 300 to 500, 500 to 1 million, and 1 million plus. And the main difference between this strategy and the previous strategy is with this strategy, I end up changing my hashtag group, the whole hashtag group with every single post. So when I go to schedule the post, yes, it takes me a bit longer, but it's not that much of a big deal. It doesn't take that much longer. And it makes sure that, again, I don't post 2 posts in a row with the same 30 hashtags. They are never in the same order. They are never the same 30 hashtags. I mean, they can be like by chance, but it's less likely that I'll be using the same hashtags, so it makes sure that Instagram doesn't flag me for using the same hashtags all the time. Something I like to say to my clients, and because most of my VA clients are smaller accounts, I encourage them to use mostly the hashtags that are up to 50,000 or up to 100,000, and only use, if they need to, only use 1 to 5 hashtags that are above 100k. And you can be like, oh, but I don't have enough hashtags under 100k and I need to use those hashtags that are 1 million. My response to you would be to do hashtag research again. And when I do hashtag research, I can do a separate video about this, but what I do is I type in a few of hashtags that I know my clients are using or I know my competitors are using. I type those in, I see how many posts they have, and I put them in the hashtag bank. And what I do after is I look through the recommended hashtags under that hashtag and I see the ones that fit my account or my client's account, and I put those in the spreadsheet as well. So after you do that with a couple of hashtags, you should have a very healthy hashtag bank. And I actually like to go back to each hashtag bank once a month to refresh the hashtags that are in there, add some new ones. Maybe the content has changed and we have new hashtag topics, or maybe I just found a new hashtag that I find suit my client or suit my account a bit better, and I add those in the hashtag bank. So the first month you may have a smaller hashtag bank, but trust me, the second, the third month you'll have a very healthy hashtag bank, and maybe down the line you won't need to do it every month. You may do it every other month. And yeah, let me know if you'd like to see a full-on dedicated video about hashtag research, or maybe about post scheduling using Creator Studio or Later or Hootsuite or any of those popular scheduling platforms. I don't think I've used Buffer before, but I've used all the major ones. And again, I'll have the link for that spreadsheet template down below. I just ask you to don't edit that single file, make a copy so you can use it and other people can use it too. So make a copy and then feel free to use that spreadsheet as you wish. And shoot me a DM on Instagram if you have any questions about the hashtag bank. My Instagram is always linked in the description and it will also show up in the screen. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Next week, it won't be a video, it will be a live. So stay tuned for that. I'll be talking about my future plans for my business, what you can expect for the upcoming months. So I'm super excited about that. And then the following week will be a video as normal. What else? Yeah, I'll just talk to you next week. Bye!